P-Town, man, what's happening, man? Mark Supreme, Peoria Journal Star right here with you. Strictly Hip Hop, of course, representing to the fullest. It's RapPolitics, man. We got a full show for y'all, man. We got a super dope guest today. Y'all seen it before back in Juneteenth. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And you already know we brought to you by Sherman's, where they carry the best in furniture, mattresses, and appliances. And they're also hiring. Everybody hiring right now. We're going to get into that too. But Sherman's is one of the few places left in town that doesn't care about your education. They just promote people that work hard, have a good attitude, and follow their core values. One of the few places that hard work gets recognized and get you ahead. You can log on to shermanscareers.com to check out the openings and apply online. And if you're looking for a crib, we got them too. Brought to you by Terry Shepard, a real estate consultant whose values are rooted in customer care and service, and she can help you get into a home that fits. She's with Remax Traders Unlimited, and she can be reached at 309-361-4592. So, like I said, man, we got a show for y'all today. We got the new president CEO of the Tri-County Urban League, super cool individual. So I can't wait for y'all to meet her if y'all haven't already. And real quick, I wanted to talk about this. So a couple of days ago, so look, you know, we in the P. It was at one time the worst spot for blacks in America, one of the worst small cities, and you know they a lot of that was credited to police officers and things like that. Now, growing up, you listen to rap music, you're like, man, we don't listen to, you know what I'm saying, we don't mess with the cops and things like that. Well, nowadays it's different, right? So when I got people that come across me and they be like, man, I'm thinking about being a cop, I tell them, go ahead. I heard some people say, man, I'm thinking about being a cop or a firefighter. I'm like, be the cop, please be the cop. Because at the end of the day, if somebody gonna pull me over, I need it to be you, right? So over the weekend or a couple of days ago, I was riding through downtown. You know what I mean? Just, minding my business. Low key, I got a light out. All right, I got a light out. But I was minding my business and the boys was behind me. And I'm up here like, oh man, I got a light out. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna, oh man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just riding, because you know how we be, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Straighten up 10 and 2, man, 10 and 2. And so I'm riding down the street and I'm thinking I'm finna get pulled over. Who knows? I don't know how long you're gonna follow me. All of a sudden, the cop got out from behind me, pulled up to the side of me, rolled his window down, and I recognized, he's like, hey, what's good, fool? I'm like, I ain't never talked to a cop through a door, like through a car like that. That ain't never happened to me before. And so I'm like, oh man, I'm like, dang, what's good, fool? What's that? He's like, hey man, you got a headlight out, man. You better fix that. You all good though? And zoomed off. And I'm like, look, first of all, that was weird. Second of all, that's an experience that most of us do not have, especially if you're a black man in America, black man in Peoria. That's an experience that most people will not experience. You just get pulled over, get your ticket, get searched, and then go about your business. Now you got a court date, right? But this was something different. And this happened one other time when I was in Springfield, where a dude just pulled up at the light. Same situation, had a light out, just random. Dude pulled up like, hey, he rolled his window like, hey, your light out, zoomed off. That's the type of police work I'm looking for. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, crime solving stuff like that, but that's the type of police work we talking about. And that's the type of police work I think overall police and heads of police talking about at the same time, because you ain't got to worry about with the small petty stuff, but it's actual making sure everybody's safe, making sure everything taken care of, and then boom, go out your business. And then, you know what I'm saying, you get your life fixed, you go about your business. So I say all that to say, if you got friends that's thinking about being a cop, do not deter them, especially if they young, if they people of color. Do not deter them. Tell them, go and do it. Because if somebody finna pull us over, I need it to be y'all. And lastly, I'm still listening to Kanye. You know what I mean? We talked about it last show. I'm still listening to Kanye. Two passing. Hey, Joe. Hey, man, get off me, fam. Hey, Joe ain't gonna let me ride with the lights. Hey, let me ride with the lights, dog. Let me do my thing, fam. You know what I'm saying? Look, ain't nobody pulled up on you in that Mustang. You know what I'm saying? Talk about fix your lights, man. Let me ride, dog. Let me ride, champ. Let me ride. But no, it was super dope. What up, Mary? I see you. But at the end of the day, man, look. Oh, I already said that, but look, man, that's what we need. Monique, what's happening? So, but yeah, I'm still listening to Kanye. Hey, Joe, man, what y'all think about the Kanye, man? Drop your comments in the section. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think about the Ye. We talked about it in Monday's episode, Rap Politics, when we had on Mario Cannon. It's popping. What up, Karen? I think it's popping. And I really think the people that ain't liking it, no knock to the people that don't like it, but it shows the difference of people that like and appreciate art versus the people that like and appreciate just rap. I think it's doing this thing, and I'm still listening to it for two reasons. First of all, it ride. Second of all, from what I understand, Drake dropped tomorrow. That's just what I heard. You know what I'm saying? OVO ain't called me back yet. I got to hit them up. You know what I'm saying? They said they was gonna get back at me. You know what I'm saying? So they might have texted me, ain't hit me back yet, but I got to talk to OVO now. But I heard it. He dropped tomorrow. So if he does, it might be my last night. I'm just saying it might be my last night, but it is what it is. What up, Mary? Talking about it. Yeah. So like I said, man, we do got a special super dope guest on tonight, but first we got to do a quick break and talk about Sophisticated Ratchet. We about to get Sophisticated and Ratchet October 9th. Art show, fashion show gonna be attached to it. It's going down at Lofty. Tickets gonna sell next week. So make sure y'all look out for that because that's gonna go quick. And we also got some cool things that we about to bring out the bag for y'all as well. So Sophisticated Ratchet Art Affair, same folks that brought y'all Juneteenth back in June. We back at it again, finna do that dang thing. And now for the feature guest, listen. She a PhD, but she married to a doctor, right? She was the MC of Juneteenth too, though. Juneteenth celebration, you might have caught her with the mic. She had a long situation in the back, dancing and thing. You know what I'm saying? A graduate of Spelman, where she was also crowned Miss Spelman. She the president and CEO of the Tri-County Urban League, and she a Delta. Y'all got to click that like and love button. She look at her. She popping up now. She coming up, man. Miss Dawn Jeffries. Dawn, what's good?
Hey, Marcus. How are you? How you doing?
Did you like it? I told you I was going to do it.
You know, I love anything you say, anything you do. You my baby. Absolutely. How are you?
I'm good. What's happening? You've been active. We seen you in the news and on Facebook. On Facebook, it's been you keep promoting jobs, you keep promoting opportunities, you keep promoting resources.
Right.
And then when we shift over to the news, you got a new collaboration going with East Bluff Community Center. And I want to get to all that. But first, you're the new president CEO of Tri-County Urban League, a staple in the Peoria community. I'm a product of the TSTM, so we're going to get to that as well, too. Yes, but you've been on the job, what, 3 months or so? 3-4 months?
September 7th will be 3 months.
3 months.
The day after Labor Day. Yep, be 3 months.
What has been like? What's good? You the new.
The first week was probably the quietest week, and then I said it's way too quiet in this building. We cannot have it this quiet, COVID or not. Like, we got to get the babies in here. Somebody needs some help. They have to come through this building. So the first week or two, I was just kind of getting myself acclimated, trying to understand, which room was which and that kind of thing. But now, like these last few weeks, it goes down at the herb. It is always busy. I literally keep my sneakers on because I'm not in my seat for long. I'm always running around this room, that room, that room. So it's been fun. I've been enjoying myself for sure.
And so running around, and I've seen you've been running around. What is this onboarding, I guess you could say? It's almost like it's a new administration when you get a new president, and you're the new president. And so it's a lot of overhaul, and it's a lot of new programs, and then the review and revision of existing programs. Where are you at in that stage, and what have you been trying to put together over these last couple of weeks as you're running so hard?
So, so I came with in my pocket a set of ideas that I have been thinking about, some things that I brought over even with some of my banking background, as well as the work that I had been doing with Girls Light Our Way. But if I take this whole building in terms of our departments and what I want to do and what I want to overhaul, we've got a daycare that that has been amazing for our babies. So if we are that amazing, I want to expand it. We're gonna add 2 more rooms to our daycare, so we're gonna go basically from 30 to 50 kids. I'm looking to open, pray to God, October 1st.
Put 50 kids in there?
Listen, babies. You got the little babies, and then you got the little minis from 0 to 1.5, and they don't take but about this much space, right?
Okay, all
But
right.
down. I mean, we will fit them babies up in there. Yes. And then we're opening the rooms for toddlers, like the 2-year-olds and that kind of thing. So we are from 6 months to 6 weeks to 5 years old. So yes. So that's the daycare. I want to blow that out. You go a little bit further. We've got a room that we used to use for like coding and snacks and coding and Nesby and stuff like that. Right now, that room is a little bit of both. We have started a food bank, right? So we want to be able to feed our people. I do not believe in having anybody walk out with a need unmet. So we've got a food bank. We have a room just filled with food and snacks and stuff like that. So basically, Peoria, if you're hungry, come on up, come see us. We got something for you. Keep going. You have the room that you probably remember most, which is the TSTM room, the big education room, right? So of course, we're doing a lot of overhaul to it. We're cleaning it out. We're getting more space. We've got some big screens we're going to put up so that you can see what's going on, the gaming that we're going to do. I'll talk a little bit about TSTM in a little while. So we're about to blow that out. We've always had GED and tutoring. So we're going to do a daytime GED and what we call a drop-in GED. So you walk in off the street, decide you want to get your GED, you can do that. But you can also do what's called, I call it a career-based GED, because if you want to go and work straight on a Caterpillar floor, you just come on through and get this. We're from 9 a.m. till 12 in the morning. The test starts September 7th, but on the 13th of September, we will have this career-based GED where we have 2 teachers who are loving, right? They're going to teach in the language of manufacturing. Or if you want to go into medical field, and it doesn't have to be CNA, everybody ain't got to be a CNA. If they want to do medical coding or, work at one of the hospitals, they're going to teach in manufacturing language or nursing language. And so
this is a GED program.
This is a GED.
They didn't let the GEDs in the dough.
Let me tell you, in the dough, right? So we and for that reason, I want to make sure that we can do that from this building. So from 9 to 12, for 12 weeks, we will have this program. Please, guys, in order for us to make this a success, we got to get y'all in the door, right? It's only 12 weeks. Now, at week 4, 5, 6, we're going to start introducing you to job opportunities. Right? We're going to tell you, your last half hour is going to be a little bit of career readiness. We're going to say, okay, here's some jobs that exist. We're going to get you ready for it. Now, if you want to stay a little bit later, we're going to do some programming for you. We're going to do a little case managing for you. We're developing relationships, all that stuff. So there's, those are the 2 GED programs that we have. And if 9 to 12 is not your shtick, then you come on, drop in. Tuesdays and Thursdays is like the series of days, but then we also have, and that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you need somebody, of course, everybody know and love Virgil. He's going to be here for them as well. So then, of course, jobs. What do I want to do? I've got a great Unity Point Health is hiring, Karen. Yes, they are. Here's the thing. Chris Setti and I were having a conversation. It was like, if we look at the job descriptions on any of those websites, and this is a good segue, Karen, thank you. So if you look at those job descriptions, sometimes I look at them, I don't know if I qualify for the daggone job, right? So we are going to take all of those job descriptions, we're going to reimagine them, right? And then we're going to say, if you know how to pack a bag, put something in a bag, seal a bag, put the bag in the box, then come talk to us. We got a job for you that's hiring at $17, $18, you however much an hour. And we're going to train you. We're going to get you ready, get you in the mode to do that. But if you need a ride and it's in East Peoria, Morton, I can't remember the other one. We're going to bring you there. We're going to bring you. So we've got a van. We don't mind bringing you because transportation is usually an issue. Greg Wilson's calling me. Tell him I call him back. But that's who we are. Like, we are going to put the jobs where they can reach it. I don't want anyone to think that they can't get a job because they are not qualified. We've
And
even had conversations with, I'm gonna say this one last thing and we could go. We've had conversations with some companies that say it's okay if you smoke a little marijuana, but not that, don't overdo it, but if you have a little bit of it in your system, we will still hire you for certain roles. And so, even that, again, put it where they can reach it. So that's what we're doing. Now,
for the people watching, what's a little bit?
I see. We got to talk about it off the air.
On the back
and
end.
It really depends on the job. You can't. So, we've been having conversations with one company and they were like, you are operating heavy machinery, so you will not be able to do it. Some of the other companies that are Fortune 500 companies may be a little less tolerable, but some of the regional companies may be a little more flexible.
So we talked about this a couple of days ago, and you kind of described it just now. But basically what you're saying is you're creating a environment or in a space at the Urban League where people that need jobs don't at the beginning need to go here and there and apply for jobs. You're trying to create an environment in a platform where the Urban League is a one-stop shop where if you need jobs, we're already plugged in with the jobs. Like I said, you post them on Facebook all the time. You talked about the CityLink hiring for $30 an hour. You talked about the other organizations and businesses that are hiring. But then on top of that, so there's those jobs. Oh, you need a GED, then a job. Well, now you can come on down here and get the GED and then stay here and we'll make sure you get plugged into a job. Oh, you want to do healthcare over manufacturing? This GED program is going to talk to you in that language first. So you're really starting to create something from grassroots ground up to where people that might be out bad don't have to wander. They can just come straight to the herb.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, I want to make sure that we have something for everyone. And so if if you're homeless out on the streets, at some point we're going to buy some portable showers. We just got to figure out how to make this all work. So just bear with me. But, we will have a place for you. And we're trying to find the job where maybe you don't need even a GED, but just someone to trust and believe in you until you can get yourself together, right? So we're creating, some very grassroots partnerships and opportunities so that someone can get just a little something while we work with them through the GED, while we work with them through whatever is next. And then, just keep them moving them along the continuum of better wages until they reach what, my ultimate goal is middle class.
And I want to get to that because I know a lot of this, what you're talking about is the language of fighting poverty. And before we get to that though, what would you say, and I don't want to make you play economist, but the interesting thing right now is everybody's hiring, but a lot of people aren't working still because we're still in that hybrid situation where you can still get paid by not working. What would you say to the average people that might be watching or catch this on the back end and be like, well, that unemployment is still coming through. I need some type of something later, but right now I'm chilling.
All right, I'm gonna answer this from a very ethnic perspective. We as a people, if we're at a party or out in the street somewhere and you hear a gunshot, what's gonna happen? You duck and you run, right? You gone. That I want us to work in that manner because what's going to happen typically it's the one who's the slowest who's going to get hurt, right? So that's what happens. That you go now, go early, because there will be a time that money will dry up. And in 2 years, actually, in a year and a half, like we may actually be in a situation where Biden can't get these dollars passed, right? And once that happens, they'll dry up. The people who come first, the people who were in first, those are going to be the ones who got the jobs. They were loyal enough. They've proven themselves worthy and all of that. So you want to get in first. You want to get in now, get your place, get a skill, and, get yourself, be worthy of retaining, show your worth, show that you are honorable and dependable and all of that. Once you get into those places, because you know what, those jobs, they will go away. Our unemployment number is not high for nothing, right? It sometimes is because of skills. We're trying to train you now. So when the money dries up, we will have already prepared you with the skills. We've got two really amazing employment divisions within our own house to help people with what they need to get hired.
Still doing business. I see you still doing business. So talk about, and we talked weeks ago, you talked about combating poverty, especially in the first district. Talk about your passion for that and what that's led you to do inside of your capacity now.
Right. So ultimately, my dissertation work was really around social mobility, and in specifically girls born in poverty in Peoria. Right. So I was trying to figure out, what did it take for, why? First of all, let's set the background. Why? And how does it work? So everybody talks about intergenerational poverty, and it's a cycle and all that stuff. But so if we were going to break it down, it can be simple things, right? We talk about social determinants of health. It could be where you live impacts the money you make. Where you live impacts your mental health. If you got to walk over the chalk where the body laid last night and go in and take a test the next day, that's going to impact, of course, your ability to do well in school. So everything. If your mom, your dad, everybody's fighting or they're too loud, you can't study. Somebody's touching you the wrong way. These are all things that happen every day. And these children show up in school. And we want them to learn, but we don't take those things into account in a meaningful way. So, of course, that's what we're trying to do at the Urban League, right? We're trying to create a safe space. We're trying to make sure that in our TSTM programs, we're going to blow that out of the water, but we'll talk about it in a few minutes. So we have to address all of the barriers that not only our kids are dealing with because their parents, and in many cases, their parents aren't that old anymore, right? We got babies having babies. And so, we've got to deal with the whole family. That's why poverty is so strong and has such a stronghold. Until I can help the little girl, and I realize I can help the little girl, but she got to go back home, and I can't really fix what's going on at home unless I can touch, reach. I don't want to say touch, reach her, her parent, her mom, her dad, that kind of thing. So we're creating programming that addresses all of those things as best we can.
And before we get into your vision of revamping TSTM from a poverty perspective, is there anything that you've been wanting from the city or just people in general in the city? How can people get in touch with you and kind of help you tighten those screws to get those objectives done?
Of course, we will always need money. We will always need money. People who want to come and help have some time. Volunteers have some time. But in order to do this work effectively, we've got to pay for it. Everybody can't take a pay cut like I did, right? So we have to be able to pay the people who do this work every day, right? And the way to appreciate them is by paying them a proper wage. So, I mean, I think I've hired quite a few people. I won't even get into the number of people. I've hired quite a number of people at a Chicago minimum wage. So, because you're not going to tell me if I'm going to fight for a wage outside of this building and I ain't paying it my daggone self, then I mean, what is that, right? So, of course, we'll need money. We do need resources, right? We need somebody to say, hey, I got a van. I don't use it. I'm gonna give it to you. You can go use it to go pick up food for the churn, right? We can do that. If you have time, a lot of it, I will. I've already talked to Jimmy Fagette. He's over the NPHC, the Divine Nine. I'm reaching out to the members of the Eastern Star. Shout out to y'all, 100 Black Men, anybody and everybody who wants to make a difference, even if it's just an hour of your time once a month. Like, I need good help. People who want to make change, don't talk about it, right? Come and be about it in this building because we need them.
Dope. Now, I want to get to what a lot of people commented on with the post that you were going to be on today. And I've talked to other people, dozens of people over the last several years about TSTM. TSTM was a program that might have shifted the direction for myself in general, you know what I mean? And a lot of other people that wouldn't have been exposed to certain things had it not been for that program. We was going, you know, spring break trips. We down in Atlanta, we down in New Orleans. We going to different places like that. And then it kind of slowed down. Like parents were involved, a bunch of people there, you know, and you know, we kind of didn't even know why we was going. We just wanted to see the folks from the other schools for real. We was just trying to kick it, you know what I mean? But they ended up being for the super advantageous for everybody in there. But then we saw the program slow down. Talk about what you have been working on and trying to do to bring that program back to the life that it had, you know, about a decade ago.
Well, so I've started, of course, you know, you can't, you got to know where you came from in order to, you know, decide where you're going to go. So I've had numerous conversations with old TSTMers such as yourself. You know, Spanky is a tried and true TSTMer. We've got Brooke. They're both here working with us every day to make sure that we can make this robust. And God bless them. I think they still like me, but they're working real hard because we are not playing, right? Like we want to be able to bring it back and explode it. So right now we're about to have TSTM elementary, TSTM middle, TSTM high, and TSTM college, right? So we're going to start from baby, you know, the entire continuum of care. So we want them to get started doing STEM activities, STEAM activities. We're going to horseback ride. We're going to ride on some planes. I'm trying to find a rowing company. We're going to get that too. But, you know, we do art, we do journaling, we paint, we do all these things. We have study time. And then we're going to end the day. I think, you know, for all the preachers out there, I'm going to need y'all to come and pray over the food, bless the food, because we're going to end with a family dinner. And so, you know, for those of our babies who just need, you know, maybe nobody's home, you know, and parent will allow them to be with us to have dinner, and Mr. So-and-so or Pastor so-and-so or, you know, mentor X, Y, and Z will be here to show him what a positive male looks like, right? Or that little girl can, you know, most of the little girls walk up in this office like they own it and just come sit down and start talking. So, you know, but they can see that, right? And they know that there is a person who loves them, who rides for them hard every day. And so, you know, I'm gonna be sitting out there eating too. And sometimes I'll go on some of the field trips, probably not as many as I used to, but, you know, but we've got all of these clubs that are meant to expose the girls and boys and the high schoolers, middle schoolers, or whatever. The challenge, I'm gonna let Marcus say it, but the challenge of it is really getting people, letting them know we're here. And then children are a little different these days, right? Like, so we have to be a little more innovative, which is why my team, I'm bringing in a younger team. My interns are all college students, and some high school students, and they're giving me the right language. They're giving me the tools that I need to then, you know, sort of manufacture into a grant, or they're giving me the right words to say to pull a kid. We're going to start using TikTok in a minute to try to get the kids to come in and be here with us. And so they will dictate some of the things that, you know, that we do. I had a group when I was mentoring at Manual back when Cookie Lions and all them, they were doing videos, and they were like, you know, I was like, well, y'all can do a video. Well, they were, you know, of course they laughed at me, looked at me sideways, you know, or whatever. And about 3 weeks later, we were at the music studio. We were at the studio recording. And a few weeks after that, we had our first, you know, music single. So I plan on making sure that we can do that kind of stuff. We have DJ school. All the DJs out there, I need y'all to come on in here. We got the equipment, you know, so we've got robotics. We've got all of these things that, you know, that are meant to keep them interested and keep them, we're trying to build literacy, right? I want our children to be able to take an ASVAB test and do well. These other tests, they're fine. But if they can take an ASVAB test, so
what is ASVAB? What's ASVAB?
The ASVAB test is like the test that you take to get into the military. It's like armed services, okay. something, right? But it's sort of like an equalizer. And we have enough smart and brilliant people in Peoria. I've actually gotten some people to promise to me, I'm not going to say names, some Caterpillar executives who've promised that they would teach a certain component of the ASVAB test to my high schoolers and college students. It doesn't mean that they need to go into the military. They could if they want to, but I don't want them to go into the military as a cook because they can't pass a test, if you know what I'm saying. So there we go.
And for the people, I saw it was a comment in there, TSTM, tomorrow's scientists, technicians, and managers. And speaking on that acronym, I appreciate what you're doing when you talk about DJ equipment and art and things like that, because not everybody that was in TSTM wanted to be a scientist, technician, or a manager. Me being the main one, because I couldn't do science, technology, and I can't manage nothing. So it worked out. It worked out. So that's super dope that you want to do that. I want you to real quick touch on the collaboration, the new collaboration before we jump into lightning round and answer some questions. Sure. The new collaboration with the Tri-County Urban League and the East Bluff Community Center.
So, Carrie and I, we had coffee, and I have heard far too many times that, there's nothing to do for the kids, right? Like nothing to do for the kids. And that's why the violence. Well, stop. So now we've created a rotation amongst all of my managers. We're going to have an intake manager over at East Peoria, the East Bluff Community Center. We're going to have someone from every department. I'm going to be over there one day. Every day there will be a director from one of my divisions sitting over there at that East Bluff Community Center doing intake and understanding the full needs. We're even revamping our intake forms, right? You're not coming in here just to get a job. There may be some other things I can do for you, right? I might be able to get you a ride to work. I may be able to get you some food. I may be able to tell you to come. We're about to do, coffee or cocktails and conversation where we do a little bit of group sisters chat, or dads and daughters where we teach the kids how to do those kinds of things. So those things are going to be, we're going to have intake over there. And then some of the activities will actually be at that community center. And by the way, I'm going to announce it right here. We're going to come, whoever has a 3-on-3 team, we about to have a basketball club. We coming for y'all over there. We're going to come over there. We're going to come over MLK. We coming for you.
Hey, I heard that. And I want to highlight what Karen is saying right now, and we talked about that before, just the transportation component that you're trying to offer to people, because we know transportation can be one of the biggest hurdles to getting a job, staying at a job, getting to the GED program, graduating from the GED program. It's always, I didn't have a ride, even though we got a whole bus, but that's a different day. But at the same time, being able to situate something like that personally for people that are looking for these resources, it can't be shared enough. So that's definitely dope. Before we get to lightning round, I want to hit a couple questions that we had dropped in the comment box. I think it goes without saying, but Sherry was asking, is this just for Peoria? But this is Peoria County. But is there anything else going on outside of Peoria County that you might have been in touch with over the last couple of months since you've been here?
So the jobs that I'm talking about are in Morton and East Peoria and what is it, Martinsville? Something. Y'all help me out. Y'all have to help me with these.
We talking about the instant. I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, so ultimately, so we're driving people to the other counties where they need, transportation to. Now, the Urban League, we are called the Tri-County Urban League, but let me hip you to one thing. We cover 4 counties. So we cover, of course, Peoria, Tazewell, Woodford, and McLean. And so I am trying to get us to build, to get funding enough so that we can cover all 4 of those counties. Of course, the most egregious of those 4 counties when it comes to poverty, unemployment, and things like that are in Peoria. So I am starting where the pickings are ripe, and it's right there for me. But eventually, we're going to make this a quad county effort. So Sherry, if that doesn't answer your question, please go ahead and ask further.
Dope. And Thomas said, would you be open to having someone come and speak to groups that want to go into healthcare?
I've got your name down, Thomas. You will be on. Somebody will be contacting you tomorrow.
Quick.
Yes. And you know, the answer is yes, right? So there are a ton of African American. So being in clearly, my husband's a doctor. So being in the healthcare field is more than about being a doctor, right? Every job you can imagine requires, is required in the healthcare system. So you know, they need accountants, they need bus drivers, they need. I'm not taking anything away from people who work in the cafeteria. Clearly they need, but they make good wages, right? So if that's where we're gonna get you, if that's how we're gonna get you to start at the, at Methodist, fine. But we want you to be the nurse. We want you to be the accountant. We want you to be the operations manager. So yes, Thomas, yes, thank you. And we'll be in touch very soon.
Was you talking about Mossville?
No. It's not Mossville.
I had a couple of comments drop. Nikki wants to know, do you help with housing placement?
So we do not per se. However, we have relationships. We have relationships. And I'm realizing more and more, especially since this moratorium has dropped and it's probably about to make things blow up. We've got relationships, with some of the churches who assist with housing. We have relationships, of course, clearly some relationships with PHA that we want to strengthen. And then, just some landlords who are open to people being from programs. And so we're looking to kind of build that out a little bit more so that we can speak to it when people call. Right now we provide resources when someone doesn't have, when someone needs a COVID assistance, right? So if you need to quarantine from your family, we'll put you up in a hotel if you've been impacted by it, right? So we'll do short-term housing in that way, but that's COVID related. So I want to kind of blow that out a little bit to be a place of respite so that we can put somebody up for a little bit, just a little bit until they can get, permanent housing. It's coming though. Thanks for the question, Nikki.
And Spanky brought up a good point. Spank G, how do volunteers sign up and how do people sign up for TSTM right now?
So y'all gonna get in touch with Spanky first of all. But they can always call. They can call us at 309-673-7474. And eventually we're gonna be putting out some intake forms, basically forms that say if you want to sign up for TSTM, click here. We've got those forms. We're gonna throw them out real soon. Our first event will be for the girls in the group. We have a collaboration with Caterpillar through our one of our partners, Girls Light Our Way, where the Caterpillar's Women's Initiative Network. We're doing a speed networking for the baby girls, middle schoolers and some high schoolers and things like that. We're going to do a speed networking on September 13th. So if people want to sign up for that, just send a note, pop it into the Girls Light Our Way Facebook page, and someone from the Urban League will be contacted for that program overall.
Okay, and last thing from Sherry, and I'll let you speak to that. She said, I'm not African American, but I need to be involved in this program in many ways. Can you kind of articulate the approach of the program for people that are not of color?
Sherry, we want people who are culturally sensitive and want to make a difference. You could be blue. I don't care. As long as you have a space in your heart and some time to devote in a culturally sensitive manner, we are all for it. Come on, and all of our volunteers, I'll tell you now, are not African American. It is all about being able to love on the children who come into this space. So please, Sherry, I want you.
She's also speaking about getting assistance too.
Come on, Sherry. You don't have to be African American to get assistance. The mission of the Urban League is to provide tools and programming to improve skills for anyone in need in this region. So we are here. Come on down. We got you.
And Anthony says, will the volunteer opportunities be posted so people can see where they can make an impact?
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Strickland. We're moving pretty fast. We are revamping our website. And so a lot of that will be up very soon. But in the meantime, I think what we'll do on our Facebook page and all of our social media. Tomorrow, we are going to put out a form. If you're interested in volunteering, click here. So we'll have your information. We'll have that out in the morning. Spank.
All right, cool. Are we gonna head over to the lightning round? We slight overtime. We all good. So you know the lightning round.
I'm ready.
You ready? Okay, so you already know what it is. Rapid fire questions. Answer either or. First thing that come to your brain. I'm about to give you a minute. 50. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, boom. Drake or Kanye?
I'll just say Drake.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Drake. Go on.
Drake, okay. If you could see anybody in concert, who would it be?
I still want to see Lil Wayne. I love him. He's from New Orleans.
Chicago Bears or New Orleans Saints?
The Saints.
I'm gonna let you do it to yourself. Okay.
The Saints.
You already answered Wayne or Jay?
Well, of course, Wayne.
Okay.
I love Jay. I mean, I lived in New York, so I love him.
Okay.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. Come on.
Yeah, your name is Dawn. You know what I'm talking about? The mountains or the beach?
Same thing. It depends, but I'll start with the beach.
What food do you hate the most?
I don't hate food. Pine nuts. I know.
I don't even know what them is. Coffee or
They
tea?
make my head hurt. What'd you say, boo?
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
What's your favorite movie?
I don't know. There's a ton of them.
I can't. You got 30 seconds left.
I will say Love and Hip Hop.
Okay. Favorite vacation spot?
Jamaica.
Heels or sneakers?
That depends too. But lately, sneakers.
Wine or whiskey?
Whiskey. Bourbon, actually.
I heard that. What's the best gift you've ever received?
My husband.
Ooh, word. Okay. Cold water or room temp?
Room temp.
Living single or girlfriends?
Living single.
Okay. And I gotta ask this question too. Why you still got an Android?
You know why? Because Apple keep biting off of all the Android stuff, and that's why the Apple people keep getting sued. So y'all can't swipe. You just got swiped because y'all stole the technology. So if y'all gonna bite, then go ahead. No, I don't want all that. You keep it. I love my Android.
Okay. And then in closing, what's your ultimate dream for the Urban League?
First of all, I think I want to quadruple our budget. I've already doubled it. I'll be honest with you. I want to quadruple our budget. I want to open what I will call, and I'm just going to put it out there in the universe. I want to have the Annie Jo Gordon Career Center. I want the Urban League to be the premier resource for social mobility. Not just jobs, but full social mobility, which includes some of the mental health and all the social determinants and the aspects of the social determinants of health. So I want a healthy people in Peoria. So I want us to be able to look at those poverty numbers. I want us to be able to look at those unemployment numbers and see specifically where the Urban League has put a dent into it.
But there we go. I think that's about it. Miss Dr. PhD, Miss Spellman, Miss Delta Fierce Don Jeffries. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you coming on Rap Politics, and I appreciate all the work you're doing. Keep climbing.
I love you. Thank you.
All right, talk soon.